welcome to my sleep stories. I'm here to help you relax after a stressful day at work. A soft greeting drifts toward you, like the hush of evening settling over still water. Wherever you are, whatever place holds you now, let it become a gentle cradle. The cushions beneath you soften. The blanket above you folds itself with care, and the air around you grows lighter, as though the room itself exhales and welcomes. Take a deep breath in, slowly, and let it flow out, carrying the day's small weights with it. Another breath, in and out, each one a little deeper, a little easier. Feel the crown of your head loosen, as if warm water trickles from the very tops, soothing every thought that lingers there. The warmth spreads downward, over the forehead, easing the space between your brows, slipping along the cheeks and jaw until the face rests in quiet repose. Shoulders drop, soft as petals, releasing their hold on the stem. Arms grow heavy, yet light at once, resting wherever they fall. Hands open, palms loose, fingers unfurling like fern fronds in moonlight. The warmth continues its gentle journey, flowing into the chest, where the heart beats steady and calms. The back settles deeper into whatever supports it, each vertebra sighing in relief. The belly rises and falls with the rhythm of the tide. Soft, slow, unhurried. Down through the hips, the warmth travels, loosening every knot, every hidden tension. Thighs soften, knees release, calves lengthen, and finally the feet, arches easing, toes relaxing, until the entire body feels held in a cradle of quiet light. Imagine now a single candle glowing at the edge of sight. Its flame is small, steady, golden. The light spreads outward in slow circles, touching every corner of the space around you. It is not bright, only warm, the color of honey held to sunlight. The glow brushes your skin like the softest silk, wraps around your shoulders like a shawl woven from dusk. With each breath, the light grows a little closer, a little kinder, until you rest inside its gentle heart. Breathe in, the candle's warmth fills the chest. Breathe out, every remaining ripple of the day drifts away on the air. The glow settles over you, a blanket of quiet gold. Nothing is asked of you now. Nothing is needed. Only this moment, this breath, this soft and steady light. The candle burns on, patient and kind, and the room around you holds its breath in tender stillness. You are safe here. You are held. Let the warmth carry you. Let the light keep you as the evening deepens into night. The candlelight you carry within you now begins to drift, soft as a feather on quiet water, until it settles in a small riverside village where the night air smells of damp earth and distant blossoms. The river itself murmurs at the edge of the houses, a low lullaby that never hurries. Moonlight spills over the tiled roofs, silvering the reeds that sway along the bank, and every window glows with the same gentle gold you know so well. In the heart of the village stands a low wooden house, its beams darkened by many seasons of rain and suns. Ivy curls around the doorway like a sleepy cat, and from within drifts the faint scent of clay, warm and loamy, mingled with a thread of smoke from the kiln and the sweet breath of beeswax candles. This is the home of Eleanor, a potter who has lived here longer than the oldest willow by the water. Her hair is the color of river mist, tied loosely with a ribbon the shade of faded lavender, and her apron carries the soft prints of 1,000 patient touches. Eleanor moves through her workshop as though the floor itself is a living thing that welcomes her weight. Shelves line the walls, holding bowls and cups and plates in quiet rows, each one rounded and smooth, glazed in colors that recall dawn over the fields, pale rose, soft wheat, the hush of sky before rain. A single candle burns on the wide table, its flame trembling whenever the night breeze slips through the half-open window. The light touches the curves of the pottery, making them gleam like sleeping moons. Outside, the village has folded itself into silence. Crickets offer their small, steady song from the grass, and the wind combs gently through the rice paddies, carrying the cool scent of water and green leaves. A night bird calls once, far away, then settles again into the dark. The river keeps its patient rhythm, lapping at the stones with the same tenderness Eleanor uses when she lifts a lump of clay. She pauses at the threshold between the house and the workshop, her hands resting lightly on the door frame. Another quiet night. Old friend, she whispers to the spinning wheel that waits in the corner. The wheel is ancient, its wood polished by generations of palms, and it answers with the faintest creak, as though agreeing. Eleanor smiles, the lines around her eyes deepening like the gentle cracks in well-loved glaze. She lights a second candle from the first, and the two flames bow to each other before standing tall, casting a pool of amber across the floor. The clay on the table is wrapped in damp cloth, cool and heavy with river water. Eleanor unwraps it slowly, the fabric unfolding like petals at twilight. The clay beneath is the color of storm clouds before rain, smooth and willing. She lifts it in both hands, feeling its weight settle against her palms. "You've rested long enough," she murmurs, her voice no louder than the crickets outside. "Shall we see what you remember tonight?" The spinning wheel waits. Patient as ever, Eleanor seats herself on the low stool, the wood warm beneath her. Her feet find the treadle, and the wheel begins its slow turn, a soft groan that blends with the hush of the night. Candlelight flickers across her face, painting soft shadows in the hollows of her cheeks, gilding the silver strands at her temples. Her hands hover above the clay, then descend with the gentleness of falling leaves. The village sleeps on, somewhere down the lane. A dog sighs in its dreams. The river carries a leaf past the window, and the moon watches everything with quiet approval. Inside, the scent of wet earth rises as Eleanor's fingers press into the clay, coaxing it upward in a slow spiral. The motion is unhurried, each turn of the wheel matched by the rise and fall of her breath. The clay yields, soft as memory, cool against her skin. "Look at you," she says softly, addressing the emerging shape. "Already you know where you want to go." The vase begins as a humble mound, then lengthens, widens, curves inward at the neck like the throat of a sleeping bird. Eleanor's thumbs smooth the rim, leaving the faintest ripple, the trace of a sigh. The wheel hums its low song, and the candle flames sway in gentle sympathy. Time drifts here the way mist drifts over the river. There is no clock, no hurry, only the quiet conversation between hands and clay. Eleanor's apron gathers faint smudges of earth, and a strand of hair escapes its ribbon to brush her cheek. She does not tuck it back. The night is kind, and the clay is kinder still. A small sound rises from the corner. A kitten, barely more than a handful of fur, padding across the floorboards on silent paws. It is soot gray with one white mitten, and its eyes reflect the candles like tiny pools of starlight. The kitten leaps onto the table's edge, tail curling. Eleanor glances over, her smile soft as moonlight on water. Willow, have you come to supervise?" Willow settles beside the wheel, paws tucked neatly beneath her chest. She watches the clay rise with round, unblinking eyes. murpy. She offers a sound no louder than a sigh. Eleanor chuckles, the sound warm and low. Yes, I know. The curve at the shoulder could be gentler. You are always right. She adjusts her touch, and the vase widens just a fraction, graceful as a swan's neck. The candles burn lower, their wax pooling in soft scallops. The scent of beeswax mingles with the earthiness of clay and the faint sweetness of the lavender ribbon in Eleanor's hair. Outside, the wind shifts, carrying the cool breath of the river through the window. It lifts the edge of the damp cloth on the table, then lets it fall again. Everything moves in slow circles. The wheel, the flames, the night itself. Eleanor leans closer to the vases, her breath stirring the fine dust on its surface. You will hold flowers one day, she tells it, or perhaps only moonlight. Either way, you will be loved. The clay seems to listen, growing smoother under her palms. Willow's tail flicks once, then stills. The crickets outside keep their steady chorus, and the river sings its endless, gentle song. The workshop is a world complete. The wooden walls hold the warmth of many fires, many candles, many quiet evenings, just like this one. The shelves breathe with the memory of every piece Eleanor has ever made, some gone to homes far away, some still waiting for the hands that will cherish them. The air is thick with peace, heavy with the scent of creation and rest combined. Eleanor's hands slow. The wheel turns once more, then eases to a stop. The vase stands complete, simple and perfect in its quiet beauty. She rests her palms on the table, feeling the lingering coolness of the clay. Willow stretches, yawns, then curls again into a small gray comma. The candles flicker, steady and sure, and the night holds everything in its tender embrace. The wheel rests now, its quiet voice stilled, and the vase waits on the table like a promise kept. Eleanor lifts it with both hands, cradling the cool weight against her apron. Clay dust drifts from her fingers, settling in soft motes that catch the candlelight and glow like tiny fireflies. She carries the vase across the room, each step slow and deliberate. The floorboards murmuring beneath her slippers. Willow pads behind, tail low, a small shadow in the amber hush. Near the kiln stands a low shelf of unfinished pieces, their surfaces still damp and matte. Eleanor sets the vase among them, nestling it between a wide bowl and a slender cup. The bowl's rim is scalloped like the edge of a shell. The cup's handle curves like a sleeping cat's tail. The new vase fits perfectly, as though it has always belonged there. Rest now, Eleanor whispers, brushing a thumb along its shoulder. The fire will wait until morning. Willow leaps onto the shelf, circling once before curling beside the bowl. Her purr rises, a gentle vibration that travels through the wood and into the clay. Eleanor smiles, the expression soft as candle wax. You approve. Then Willow blinks slowly, her answer a warm flicker of green eyes. Eleanor turns to the hearth where the kettle hangs, its iron belly rounded and black with age. A low fire glows beneath, coals the color of embered roses. She lifts the kettle, steam curling from its spout in lazy spirals that carry the scent of chamomile and lemon balms. The herbs were gathered at dusk from the patch behind the house, their leaves still holding the day's gentle warmth. She pours the water into a small brown teapot, the stream hissing softly as it meets the dried blossoms within. The lid settles with a quiet clink. Eleanor sets the pot on a woven mat beside the spinning wheel, then fetches a cup from the shelf, one she made years ago. Its glaze the pale green of new leaves after rains. The handle fits her fingers, as though grown for them. She carries the cup to the table, the motion slow, unhurried, the way moonlight moves across still water. Outside, the wind has softened to a breath. It lifts the scent of the fields, cut grass, distant lavender, the cool sweetness of river mist, and carries it through the open window. The candles sway, their flames stretching tall, then settling again. Eleanor seats herself on the low stool, the wood warm from the day's lingering heat. She pours the tea, golden and fragrant, watching the steam rise in delicate curls that catch the light and dissolve. Willow abandons the shelf and pads across the floor, leaping lightly onto Eleanor's lap. The old potter welcomes her with a soft hums, one hand settling on the kitten's back. Fur meets skin, warmth meets warmth, and the room seems to sigh with contentment. Eleanor lifts the cup, the steam brushing her cheeks like a kiss. To quiet nights, she murmurs, though there is no one to toast but the candles and the clay. The first sip is gentle, the herbs unfolding on her tongue, chamomile's honeyed calm, lemon balm's faint brightness. She holds the warmth in her mouth a moment, then lets it slip down, a slow river of comfort through her chest. Another sip, and another, each one easing the small aches of a day spent shaping earth. Willow's purr deepens, a steady thrum beneath Eleanor's palms. The kiln waits in the corner, its mouth dark and patient. Tomorrow it will breathe fire and transform the damp clay into something lasting. But tonight it rests, content to hold the memory of heat. Eleanor's gaze drifts to the vases on the shelf, their curves softened by shadow. She remembers the hands that will one day hold them, perhaps a young bride arranging wildflowers, perhaps an old man filling one with water for his windowsill garden. The thought brings a quiet glow to her heart, warmer than any flame. She sets the empty cup aside, the glaze cool now against the table. Willow stretches, paws kneading the air, then settles again. A small weight of trust. Eleanor's fingers move to the kitten's ears, stroking in slow circles. The motion is rhythmic, soothing, the same rhythm she used on the wheel. Clay, spring, breath, all part of the same gentle dance. A log shifts in the hearth, settling with a soft sigh. Sparks rise, brief and golden, then vanish into the dark. The scent of wood smoke weaves through the room, mingling with tea and clay and the faint sweetness of beeswax. Eleanor leans back against the wall, the wood smooth at her shoulders. Her eyes half close, lashes casting delicate shadows on her cheeks. Look at them, she says softly, nodding toward the shelf, all waiting, all patient. Willow's tail flicks once in agreement. The vases seem almost alive in the flickering light, their surfaces breathing with the memory of her touch. One bowl holds a faint thumbprint near the rim, Eleanor's own, from a day when her hands were younger. She smiles at the marquee, a quiet signature. The night deepens. The crickets have softened their song to a distant murmur, and the river's voice is a lullaby now, steady and low. Eleanor's hand stills on Willow's back, but the kitten does not stir. The candles have burned lower, their flames small and steady, pools of wax glowing like tiny moons. The workshop is a cocoon of warmth and scent and silence, a place where time drifts like dust in sunlight. Eleanor's breathing slows, matching the rise and fall of the kitten's flank. The tea has settled in her like a small sun, radiating calm. She feels the day's gentle labor in her shoulders, her wrists, the pads of her fingers, pleasant aches, like the memory of a hug. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to shape. Only this moment, This breath, this quiet circle of light, Willow shifts, curling tighter, her purr a soft engine of peace. Eleanor's lips curve in a sleepy smile. "Good night, little one," she whispers, the words barely more than a breath. The candles flicker in answer, and the clay on the shelf seems to settle deeper into its rest. The night holds everything in its tender hands, and Eleanor lets herself be held. The teacup rests empty on the mat, its inside still holding the faint warmth of chamomile. Eleanor remains on the stool, Willow a soft weight across her lap. The kitten's breathing a gentle tide. The candles have settled into a steady glow, their flames no longer dancing, but simply beings. Small hearts of golds in the quiet room. The kiln's embers have cooled to a deep rose, and the scent of wood smoke lingers like a lullaby that refuses to end. Eleanor rises slowly, cradling Willow against her shoulder. The kitten's paws drape over her collarbone, trusting, limp with sleep. She crosses the floorboards, each step a soft hush, and settles into the wide chair by the window. The chair is old, its cushions faded to the color of river stones, shaped by years of her weight. It receives her now as though it has been waiting all evening. Willow curls into the hollow between Eleanor's hip and the armrest, a small comma of warmth. The window is open a hand's breadth. Night air drifts in, cool and sweet, carrying the scent of the river and the distant fields where the last of the lavender still blooms. Moonlight spills across the sill, silvering the edge of a pottery shard Eleanor keeps there, a broken piece from her very first vase. Its glaze cracked but beautiful, like frost on a winter leaf. She touches it lightly, the pad of her finger tracing the fracture. "Still here," she murmurs, and the shard seems to answer with a faint gleam. Outside, the village sleeps beneath a quilt of stars. The roofs are dark, the lanes empty, only the river moving with its patient song. A single lantern glows on the bridge, its light trembling on the water like a fallen star. Eleanor watches it for a long while, her eyes soft, unfocused. The lantern sways in the breeze, and the river carries its reflection downstreams, a golden thread unraveling into darkness. Willow stirs, stretching one paw to rest against Eleanor's wrist. The old potter smiles, the expression small and private. "Dreaming of cream, are you?" she whispers. Willow's ear twitches, but she does not wake. Her purr has softened to the faintest vibration, as sound felt more than heard. Eleanor lets her own hand rest over the kitten's back, feeling the rise and fall, the steady rhythm that needs no hurry. On the shelf, the new vase stands among its companions, its surface still damp, catching the moonlight in a soft sheen. The candlelight from across the room reaches it too, blending silver and gold into a gentle halo. Eleanor's gaze drifts there, lingering on each curve, each subtle swell. She sees the places where her thumbs pressed, the faint spiral where the wheel turned. The vase is simple, unadorned, yet it holds the entire evening within it. The quiet, the care, the slow turning of clay into something that will hold water, flowers, memory. A breeze stirs the lavender ribbon in her hair, loosening another strand. It falls across her cheek, cool and silky. She does not brush it away. The night is kind, and small dishevelments feel like gifts. The air smells of earth and water and the faint sweetness of the candles, now burning low, their wax pooled in soft scallops. The flames are smaller than before, but steadier, as though they too have settled into rest. Eleanor leans her head against the chair's high back. The wood is smooth, worn to a satin finish by years of such evenings. She closes her eyes, not to sleep, but to listen. The wind moves through the roof tiles, a soft whisper that might be words if one listened closely enough. The river speaks beneath it, a deeper voice, patient and ancient. Crickets have fallen silent now, leaving only the hush of the world breathing. Inside, the pottery seems to breathe with her. Each piece on the shelf holds its own small silence, its own memory of hands and fire. The wide bowl remembers the weight of apples from the orchard. The slender cup recalls the taste of morning tea shared with a neighbor long gone. The new vase is still learning its story, but it already knows the shape of Eleanor's palms. She feels them all, these quiet companions, as though they lean toward her in the dark. Willow shifts again, pressing closer. Eleanor's hand moves in slow circles over the kitten's back, the motion automatic, soothing. The touch travels both ways, her palm warmed by fur, Willow's small heart steadied by the rhythm. Time drifts here, unmeasured, unneeded. There is no clock in the workshop, no bell to call her elsewhere. Only this chair, this window, this gentle circle of light and breath. The moon climbs higher, its light softening as clouds drift across its face. The lantern on the bridge flickers once, then steadies. Eleanor opens her eyes, watching the play of silver on the windowsill. The broken shard gleams, its crack a river of its own. She thinks of all the pieces that have left this room, carried away in careful hands, set on tables in distant houses, filled with soup or flowers, or simply left to catch the light. Each one carries a little of this night, this quiet, this peace. Her breathing deepens, slow and even. The day's gentle labor settles in her bones like warm sand. There is nothing to finish, nothing to mend. The kiln will wait. The clay will wait. The river will keep singing long after she is gone. For now, there is only the softness of the chair, the weight of the kitten, the hush of the night holding everything in its tender palms. Willow's purr fades into stillness. Eleanor's hand slows, then rests. The candles burn lower, their flames small pools of gold in a sea of shadow. The workshop is a cradle now, rocking gently on the breath of the world. Eleanor feels the quiet joy of a day well spent, not in grand gestures, but in the slow turning of earth into form, in the sharing of tea with no one but the night, in the simple act of being here, now, held. The wind whispers once more through the tiles, then settles. The river carries the lantern's light farther downstreams, until it is only a memory of gold. Eleanor's eyes close fully. Her lips curve in the faintest smile, the kind that needs no witness. The night wraps around her, soft as the blanket she sometimes forgets to fetch. And in the hush, the pottery breathes. The kitten dreams, and the old potter rests in the heart of it all. The chair holds Eleanor the way a nest holds a sleeping bird, its arms curved gently around her shoulders, its cushions soft with the memory of countless evenings. Willow has settled into the hollow of her lap, a small, warm crescent, breathing in tiny, even waves. The candles across the room have burned to mere whispers of flame, their wicks glowing like embers in a quiet hearth. The workshop is almost dark now. Only the moonlight through the window and the faint rose of the kiln's dying coals, painting the air in silver and shadow. Eleanor's own breath has slowed to match the kitten's. In and out, each cycle a gentle tide that carries her deeper into stillness. The lavender ribbon has slipped entirely free, lying across her collarbone like a fallen petal. Her hair, loose and silver, spills over the chair's back. catching the moonlight in soft strands. She does not stir. The night has wrapped her in its quiet shawl, and she rests within it, weightless, held. The river outside keeps its lullaby, a low murmur that rises and falls with the patience of centuries. The lantern on the bridge has gone out, its light carried away by the water, but the moon remains full and kind, spilling its glow across the windowsill. The broken shard gleams there, its crack a delicate vein of silver. Eleanor's fingers rest lightly on Willow's back, no longer moving, only touching, feeling the small heartbeat in steady calm. Breathe in, the air is cool now, scented with river mist and the faint sweetness of cooled beeswax. Breathe out, every last ripple of the day drifts away on the current, joining the lantern's lost light. The pottery on the shelf stands in quiet rows, each piece breathing with the room, their curves softened by shadow. The new vase, still damp, holds the memory of Eleanor's palms like a promise. It will wait for morning, for fire, for the hands that will one day fill it with flowers, or water, or simply silence. Willow sighs in her sleep, a sound no louder than a moth's wing. Eleanor's lips curve, the smile small and private, the kind that needs no witness. Her chest rises, falls, rises again, each breath a little deeper, a little slower. The chair creaks faintly, a sound like an old friend shifting in its sleep. The night holds everything in its tender embrace, and Eleanor lets herself be held. Breathe in, feel the warmth of the candle's memory, though the flames are nearly gone. The glow lingers in the heart, a small sun behind the ribs. Breathe out, let every worry, every thought, every echo of the day drift away like leaves on the river. They float downstream, past the bridge, past the willows, until they are only a shimmer in the distance. The workshop is a cocoon now, woven of moonlight and shadow, clay and breath. The shelves breathe with the memory of hands, the kiln with the memory of fire. Willow's tail twitches once, then stills. Eleanor's hand rests over the kitten's back, palm open, fingers relaxed. The touch is light as a feather, warm as a promise. There is nothing to do, nothing to shape, nothing to mend. Only this moment, this breath, this quiet circle of peace. The moon drifts higher, its light softening as clouds feather across its face. The river sings beneath the window, a lullaby older than the village, older than the hills. The wind has fallen still, leaving only the hush of the world breathing. Eleanor's eyelids flutter once, then settle. Her face is smooth now, the lines softened by moonlight. The expression, one of gentle surrender. Breathe in. The scent of chamomile lingers in the air, faint and sweet, mingling with the cool breath of the river. Breathe out. Let the body sink deeper into the chair, into the night, into the soft cradle of now. The pottery watches, silent and kind. The kitten dreams. The candles burn their last, small pools of wax glowing like tiny moons before they fade. Imagine the candle still burning gently, somewhere just beyond sight. Its flame is small, steady, golden. It lights the dreams that follow, painting them in soft colors, pale rose, warm wheat, the hush of sky before rain. The light spreads outward in slow circles, touching every corner of the heart, wrapping around the shoulders like a shawl woven from dusk. It is not bright, only warm, the color of honey held to moonlight. Breathe in. The candle's glow fills the chest. A quiet sun. Breathe out. Every remaining thread of the day drifts away, joining the river, joining the night. The workshop fades, the village fades, the river fades, until there is only the breath, the light, the hush. Eleanor sleeps now, her face turned toward the window, moonlight brushing her cheek like a mother's hand. Willow sleeps, curled tight, a small heart beating in steady calms. The story fades into the stillness of the night, soft as a petal falling on water. The river carries everything downstream, the lantern's light, the day's small weights, the last whisper of the candles. The moon keeps watch, patient and kind. The pottery rests, the kitten dreams. The old potter sleeps in the heart of it all. And you drift with them. The chair, the workshop, the village, they are yours now. A gentle cradle woven of breath and light. Breathe in, feel the warmth settle deeper. Breathe out, let the night carry you. The candle burns on, somewhere just beyond sight, lighting the way to dreams. There is nothing to do, nothing to hold, nothing to be, only this moment, this breath, this soft and steady glow. The night holds you as it holds Eleanor, as it holds Willow, as it holds the river and the moon and the quiet village. Sleep comes gently, like a hand resting on your shoulder. The dreams that follow are soft, warm, unhurried. They carry the scent of clay and chamomile, the sound of the river, the touch of moonlight on skin. You are safe here. You are held. Drift now, deeper, softer, into the heart of the night. The candle burns lower, its light a small star in the dark. The river sings its endless lullaby. The world breathes with you, in and out, in and out, until there is only the hush, the glow, the peace. Sleep, sleep, sleep.